Hello, everyone. My name is Kit Cabell, the host of Hard Lens Media. Welcome to this late evening live stream. It's a real pleasure to have all of you here with us. Apologies for the delay. I was supposed to do something a little bit sooner, but got held up with taking care of some errands. So, I just thought we'd talk about this story that right now is taking place. And it has to deal with the fact that quite recently, today, Donald Rumsfeld has passed away. And the thing that I want to acknowledge right here is that who the hell does the Associated Press think they are? Because apparently the Associated Press decided to put out this glowing tweet. News of ex-Congressman and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld's death soon attracted critics of his role in the Iraq War. But when the media described the Bush-era official as all but a victim of circumstance, tempers really began to blow up. Rumsfeld's death was announced on Wednesday. He passed away on June 29th in Taos, New Mexico, at the age of 88. Okay, whatever. A statement from the late Publix official's family described him as being dedicated to country and having an unwearying love for family and friends. And here's what the Associated Press had to say. Breaking: Donald Rumsfeld, a two-time defense secretary whose reputation as a skilled bureaucrat and visionary of a modern U.S. military was soiled by the long and costly Iraq War, has died at age 88. Let's be very clear here about what happened with the war in Iraq. The American people were lied to. The Bush administration, as well as numerous other lawmakers in the Senate and House, be they Democrat and Republican, as well as corporate media, cheerleaded the war in Iraq. And what was the cost? The lives of countless thousands, hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians, military personnel, and an unreasonable amount of treasury was spent on this war that's still ongoing. Donald Rumsfeld as a visionary and a victim of circumstance. If we just look back at history, if we decide to rewind back the clocks, we could see firsthand that the man was a liar. He helped contribute to this ridiculous war on terror that we're still in. And we cannot forget the lawmakers that turned a blind eye as we were led into Iraq. The Bush administration, who Donald Rumsfeld was a part of, spread the lie that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. There were none found. This is a fact. There's no argument, no debate about it. No weapons of mass destruction were found in Iraq, and yet the United States is still there. Sadly enough, we went from 2 wars to 7, and God knows how many more in the far future. But it's people like Rumsfeld that contribute to this disaster. So how do we look back at somebody like Donald Rumsfeld? Well, first, right here. He's the cause of why right now we have this ridiculous regime change war policy that's impacting our country. He is the architect behind it. And our Senate and House at the time didn't fight back. We can't forget that Biden was a senator, or that Hillary Clinton was a senator, both Democrats, by the way, who voted for the war in Iraq. There were countless other Democratic and Republican lawmakers that let this continue on. What do we do now? We try and undo the damage that Donald Rumsfeld and that the DNC and RNC helped create, because we're still in this neoliberal, neoconservative nightmare. These are the people that helped cause this problem that we're still in. This ridiculous military budget where we have money for regime change wars, we have money to bail out banks and corporations, but we don't have money for health care. We don't have money for student debt forgiveness or medical debt forgiveness or investing into our infrastructure or fighting climate change. The West Coast is dealing with record heat waves. Canada, our neighbors up north, are dealing with record heat waves. There's massive droughts and storms happening all over this country, and it's a worldwide problem. Climate change is, and will still be a real threat unless we have real initiative. But it's people like Rumsfeld, people who are part of the DNC and RNC establishment, that are continuing to lead us down this nightmare. With that being said, I want to do a quick acknowledgement with everyone that's joining us. Thank you so much for joining me for this short live stream. Very appreciative for everyone's support. Shout out to Case Study QB. Thank you so much for joining us. John Tellett, I hate to dance on the grave. No one's stopping you, buddy. Beyond Narratives says yes. Walker Tungde, I hope I said your name correct. Should have happened before. Primetime Kit, thank you. All right, let's not go that far. Come on. I'm going to give you the final word, Sebastino, before I continue on. The road to heaven as well, if you like to put that. So there we go. Or wait, to wear a pilgrim. Here, how about this? The road to hell is paved with unknown unknowns, LOL. Yeah, who can ever forget that Rumsfeld said that? There are known knowns and known unknowns, and then there are unknown unknowns. And yet the Associated Press has the audacity to call him a visionary. What the hell? So I know this story seems bleak because I really hate talking about Rumsfeld. The man is a war criminal. And because of his actions, the legacy of the Bush administration was carried on under Barack Obama's Democratic presidential administration, through Trump's Republican administration, and even continuing on through Biden's Democratic administration. Because we're no longer in 2 wars. We're in 7 wars and so many other countless coups and regime change wars that we're involved in. I'm starting to lose count. But this madness has to end. So let's actually bring in some sort of inspiration. Recently, I did a live stream when Mike Gravel passed away. He's an example of somebody who did the right thing, who stood with whistleblowers, who read the Pentagon Papers and made sure that 4,000-page document was available in the congressional record for the American public to read. Donald Rumsfeld would never do that. Mike Gravel had the courage at the 2008 Democratic primary debate to call out Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama, saying that those people frightened him. And we cannot forget that Joe Biden did vote in favor for the war in Iraq. We can never forget that, as did Hillary. And we can't forget that Barack Obama did lead us from 2 wars to 7, got rid of habeas corpus. If I was Mike Gravel on that stage, I'd be scared too. Those 3 people frightened me too. They made King Ghidorah seem reasonable. But all right, you know what? I shouldn't smear King Ghidorah. After all, he's just a helpless 3-headed monster. And those 3 elected officials, Hillary, Barack, and Biden, well, they helped contribute to the neoliberal, neoconservative nightmare that, again, was created by the Bush administration and also previous other administrations too. Going forward, what needs to be done is a true general strike. Going forward, what needs to be done is that the American people need to stop hero worshiping these politicians. They don't care about us. In corporate media, they'll never do their job correctly. Remember, it's corporate media that was the biggest cheerleader for the war in Iraq. And they still continue to cheerlead for these wars. With that being said, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge just a few other people in the chat. Ansi Skira says, good riddance. Joto Emily, transition vlog. Both party, war crimes. And there we go. And Joto Emily says, again, go Kit. Well, go all of you. Again, apologies for this late evening live stream. It was supposed to happen earlier. Technical delays as well as errands. But final note for this story, Rumsfeld's gone, but his legacy still remains. And it's a dark and terrible legacy that we have to undo because it's impacting not only the American people, but countless people all across the world. We're still stuck in regime change wars, and yet our Congress is still funding the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, bailing out banks, bailing out Wall Street, bailing out corporations. It's time for the American people to get the bailout, but the first thing that needs to be done is for people to step up so that we can never get another Rumsfeld again. That's the last thing we need. So to fight for that better future, it's not going to be easy. And with the censorship that we're seeing firsthand on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and corporate media being blind, it's going to be a tough fight, but it's a fight that needs to be done. My name is Kit Cabell, the host of Hard Lens Media. Thank you so much for joining me for this short live stream. Peace to you guys. We'll be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let us all do what we can to build a better future. Take care.